Students, today we are going to start a chapter foreign exchange rate. In this chapter, we deal with different concept of foreign exchange, types of foreign exchange rate, and so on. So first of all, students, we know that for any transaction, we required currencies. Every country have their own currencies which are readily acceptable within their respective territories. In case of any international payment, currency of one country has to be converted into the currency of another currency. For example, if I want to purchase a thing from USA, we can't make payment in terms of rupees. So we have to just convert our rupees into dollar. So you can say we required foreign exchange. So what is foreign exchange? All currencies rather than the domestic currencies of a country known as foreign exchange. Now, next is what is foreign exchange rate? How we can convert? Foreign exchange rate refers to the rate at which one currency is exchanged with another. Or you can say it represents the price of one currency in terms of another. For example, if I want to purchase $1, I have to pay 60 rupees. It means the exchange rate is $1 equals to 60 rupees. Now, this foreign exchange rate is decided by the market force. Now, sometime you have written or you have show you may be aware of the currency appreciation or currency depreciation. Currency appreciation means what? Currency currency appreciation or currency depreciation. Now we are focused on currency depreciation. Currency depreciation refers to decrease in the value of domestic currency in terms of foreign currency. This can be understood by given one example. For example, the value of rupee is said to be depreciating if the price of $1 rises from rupees 55 to 60. It means this example can be understood like this: $1 equals to 55 rupees. Now it is the value, the currency depreciation, $1 now is equals to 60 rupees. It means our value is, our Indian rupee is depreciating by rupees 5. It makes the domestic currency less valuable and more of it's required to buy foreign currency. Depreciation of domestic currency lead to increase in export. Now, what is currency appreciation? Currency appreciation refers to increase in the value of domestic currency in terms of foreign currency. This can be understood by again example. For example, Indian rupee appreciated when price of $1 falls from rupees 60 to rupees 55. It means earlier $1 can be exchanged with 60 rupees, but now $1 can be exchanged with 55. It means we have $1 and we will with plus 5 rupees. So in this case, you can say our rupee is appreciating or appreciated. Appreciation of domestic currency leads to increase in import. Now, I think appreciation and depreciation are clear to you. Now there are different kinds of foreign exchange rate. There are three types of foreign exchange rate. Number one is fixed exchange rate. Number two is flexible exchange rate. Number three is managed floating exchange rate. Now, first of all, fixed exchange rate system you can simply learn with that fixed exchange rate system is decided by the government. Fixed exchange rate system refers to a system in which exchange rate of a currency is fixed by the government. The basic purpose of adopting this system is to ensure stability in foreign trade and capital movement. To achieve stability, government undertakes to buy foreign currencies when exchange rate becomes weaker and sell foreign currencies when the rate of exchange get stronger. For this, government has to maintain large reserves for foreign currencies to maintain the exchange rate at the level fixed by it. It is now up to the government that whatever they have fixed the rate that will prevail in the market. Under this system, such country keeps value of its currency fixed in terms of external standard. When value of domestic currency is tied to the value of another currency, it is known as pegging. When value of currency is fixed in terms of some other currency or in terms of gold, it is known as parity value. Now, there is two term. Students always confuse with depreciating or depreciation or devaluation, appreciation and revaluation. Students, devaluation refers to reduction in the value of domestic currency by the government, whereas depreciation is by the market forces. Now, devaluation is said to occur when the exchange rate is increased by the government under fixed exchange rate system. A revaluation refers to increase in the value of domestic currency by the government, whereas appreciation is by the market forces. Now, we can look the difference between the revaluation, or you can say appreciation, and the difference between devaluation and depreciation. So here we are more concerned about the difference. First we have to write the meaning. Then meaning, simply devaluation refers to the reduction in the price of domestic currency in terms of foreign currencies under fixed exchange rate system, whereas depreciation refers to fall in the market price of the domestic currency in terms of foreign currency under flexible exchange rate system. Occurrence, it takes due to government, it takes place due to the market forces with the help of demand and supply. Now, on the basis of third, that is exchange rate system, it takes place under fixed exchange rate system, it takes place under flexible exchange rate system. Now, what do you mean by flexible exchange rate system? Here, the flexible exchange rate system is a system in which exchange rate is determined by the market forces, that is demand and supply, of different currencies in the foreign exchange market. The value of currency is allowed to fluctuate freely according to change in demand and supply of the foreign exchange. There is no official intervention in the foreign exchange rate, as it is totally in the hand of market. The flexible exchange rate is also known as floating exchange rate. Exchange rate is determined by the market forces, that is demand and supply. Now, we can again differentiate between the fixed exchange rate and flexible exchange rate. Here, the base determination of exchange rate. Fixed exchange rate, as we have already seen, that is officially fixed by the government, whereas flexible exchange rate fixed by the market forces with the help of demand and supply. Now, the base is government control. Fixed exchange rate is totally controlled by the government. There, and in the flexible exchange rate, there is no intervention and it is freely work through the demand and supply forces. Now, the fixed exchange rate generally remains stable and only a small variation is possible, and that is too done by the government. The exchange rates keeps on changing. It depend upon the market situation where the demand and supply works. Now, third and the last one is managed floating exchange rate. It refers to a system in which foreign exchange rate is determined by the market force and the central government or the central bank influence the exchange rate through the intervention in the foreign exchange market. Here the central bank acts on the behalf of government. It is, you can say, there is a two range, that is highest and lowest. In that between, managed floating exchange rate is prevail. In this system, central bank intervene in the foreign exchange market to restrict the fluctuations. For this, central bank maintain reserves of foreign exchange, and it is also known as dirty floating exchange rate. Thank you.